Hello and welcome to your Saturday morning Chatty Scent Corner. So guys, I have for you today 7 updates and one first impression of a very beautiful new fragrance from Gritti. So I am going to share with you a couple of new fragrances that are about to be launched and a couple that just launched. But I also have a couple of other updates that really don't have to do with any new launches. So let's go ahead and jump right in. But before we do so, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I am totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go, fam. All right, guys. So before we get started, I did want to take a moment to say thank you. I am so excited and so happy that our family is now 15K strong. Yay! I am just super excited, very, very happy, and so thankful to all of you because you have all been a part of this journey. So I want to thank you for your role in helping me accomplish this milestone. Now, of course, we are going to celebrate, so there will be 3 different giveaways. Now, the giveaway announcements will start next week and they will be in their corresponding videos. So let me explain. I always tell you that I'm your fragrance concierge and that in this channel we talk about all types of fragrances. When I say all types of fragrances, I mean that we in this channel love anything that smells beautiful, whether it's Middle Eastern or Western niche or designer. And of course, within each one of those, there's affordable fragrances. But this giveaway, of course, is going to be focused on the 3 types of fragrances that we mainly discuss on this channel. So there will be a niche fragrance giveaway, there will be a Middle Eastern fragrances giveaway, and there will be a designer fragrance giveaway. Now, those giveaways will be announced in videos that are focused exclusively on their type of fragrance. Now, the giveaway announcements will begin next week, and I'm not going to make a lot of hoopla around them. I will give you all the details of the giveaway, and then within a week or maybe a week and a half at the most, I will be announcing the winners and I will be shipping it out immediately. Anyway, guys, truly, I am very, very humbled and thankful to have you all be a part of this journey. And I can't thank you enough for the love, the support, the encouragement. Truly, I really, really thank you so, so very much. All right, guys. So the first update that I have for you is a fragrance from BDK. And I am so excited. Let me go ahead and scoot over a little bit. So this fragrance from BDK is called Impadia, and it is described by BDK as a day of imperial splendor. Now, the bottle is absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at this bottle, right? The bottle is just gorgeous. Now, let's look at the notes. At the top, we have mandarin from Italy, bergamot oil from Italy, and pear. At the heart, we have rose oil from Bulgaria, or rose oil Bulgaria, rose absolute from Turkey, and orange flower. And at the base, we have akigala wood, vanilla, and sandalwood. Now, that fragrance sounds absolutely beautiful. Oh, and by the way, 2 fam members, even though I had heard a little bit about it already, 2 fam members so nicely made it a point to, send me an update and let me know that this fragrance was coming. So I'll make sure to include the name or the profile name of the 2 fam members that did send that to me. Thank you so much. Now, guys, I don't know, I love a BDK fragrance. I think I have 8 fragrances from BDK in my collection. And I have to tell you that, I just don't know about these notes. So let's talk about it a little bit, right? So it opens with bergamot, mandarin, pear. Okay, that sounds really, really good. But at the heart, it has rose and rose absolute, and then orange flower. That sounds good too. And then at the base, it has akigala wood and vanilla and sandalwood. So yeah, this is like a floral, woody kind of fragrance. I'm just guessing from the notes, right? I don't know. I just really don't want to pick up this fragrance and then discover that it's really not appropriate for like spring and summer, because that's what I'm trying to prepare us all for right now, right? So spring and summer. And I just don't know. But I do love a BDK fragrance, and I did not pick up the last one that they had. You remember, I think it was called Sant Honore. I never picked that one up. I didn't even get a sample of it because there's been just so many releases that I just haven't been able to keep up with every single one of them. But this one, I don't know. And this bottle is just so beautiful. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Had you heard about this one? Like, and if you had, have you thought about if you're interested in it or not? Are you planning to get a sample? Anyway, just let me know. This Impadia fragrance is available for pre-order. Remember our pre-order discussion? Yeah. So this one is available for pre-order on their website right now. And it will start shipping on March 28th. Now, the price of this one is not that bad, guys. I mean, it's not that it's like an affordable, like a very inexpensive fragrance, but compared to others that I have picked up recently, really. So this one is $220 or 205 euros for an 100 ml bottle. And then there's also a travel size that comes in a 10 ml, and that one retails for 42 pounds or around $46. Now, that's not that bad because $220 compared to 400 plus that we're seeing in most Western niche fragrances right now. But anyway, guys, I can't commit that, to the fact that I'm going to pick up this bottle or not. I'm really not committing to that yet because I have to like give this a little bit more thought. I don't know, guys. I also just don't want to pick up a fragrance that's not even like season appropriate. But anyway, I will give you an update on that very soon. Now, this next update is a fragrance from Initio, guys. Oh, when I saw this, I was so excited until I read the notes, but let's talk more about it. So, by the way, this was a fan member who initially sent me this update, and I'll of course be sure to put her profile name right here. And this one is called Power Self. Now, let's talk a little bit about Power Self before I even go into the notes. So listen to this, right? So Initio says that this is a unique formula scientifically designed to boost mental and emotional strength. Now we're going into psychotherapy, I think it is, but anyway, so mental and emotional strength through targeted olfactory stimulation. So they will stimulate you via an olfactory experience, and that should translate to a boost to your mental and emotional strength. Boy, if this fragrance can do that, we all need to pick this one up, right? So anyway, okay, we're just going to go ahead and go with that Initio, okay? We're going to go with that. We're going to go with that, but yeah. Okay, guys, so the main notes, because they don't have like a top, a heart, and a base for this fragrance, they just have like the notes, right? So the main notes are white flowers, osmanthus, white rose, magnolia, pink pepper, ambroxan, musk, and cedarwood. And it is available on their website right now. But guys, oof, this price is steep. Like when I saw that it was available, I was all excited and I was ready to hit add to cart until I saw the price. Then I said, oh no, Arahi, give this a little bit more thought, because really, and there are so many fragrances that are coming out and that I may want to try. So I have to be very careful with my dollars, right? Because I don't want to be shut down. Anyway, so 90 ml, guys, is 410 US dollars. Now, you're probably thinking, right, like, Arahi, you have picked up several fragrances around that price point and even more. The Roja fragrances are just totally out there at this point. But Yeah, but first of all, I really did try several of those fragrances because, again, this price point warrants, in my opinion, you're getting yourself a sample and better yet, a decant so you can really try the fragrance before you make a decision. But this one, I can't even find a sample or a decant anywhere, not even on their website, because there's no travel size for it available right now. And that just makes me feel like, Initio, are you trying to pressure me to pick up this fragrance, to blind buy it? I feel a certain kind of way about that. I'm not going to lie. But I don't know, guys. I know that I am not going to blind buy this fragrance because those notes. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that I have a little bit of a problem sometimes with osmanthus, right? And then there's a lot of white florals in this fragrance because not only do they say white flowers, but then they add white rose and then they say magnolia. So the white florals, are really, really there. And since I know the DNA of Initio is very intense, I'm just concerned about all those white florals. But anyway, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to wait for a sample or a decant to become available somewhere, and then I will make a decision. And I, of course, will share with you my first impression when I try my little sample, because I am not going to blind buy that one. Oh, no. Anyway, moving on. So the next topic that I want to discuss with you today is not really about a new fragrance. So there's been several of you that have reached out to me, and a couple of you have left comments in the comment section of several videos, talking about how you're kind of tired of the whole launch of Middle Eastern fragrances and all of these Middle Eastern fragrances that for the most part seem to be inspired by other fragrances. And I just wanted to take a moment and give you a couple of my observations, right? So I am dealing with a couple of Middle Eastern fragrance houses, and I've come to develop a certain relationship with them, right? As in, if I have a question, I can ask the question, I get an answer. They're very responsive, they're very helpful. It's taken some time for us to get there, but I'm there. And what I am finding is that there seems to be a perception that every Middle Eastern fragrance is automatically going to be inspired by something. And guys, that is not the case. There are quite the number of very upscale Middle Eastern fragrance houses that have very, very, very high-end fragrances in their portfolio. And these fragrances have not been inspired by anything else. On the contrary, sometimes other fragrances, if you know what I mean, are inspired by their scent profile. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But honestly, through the years, that has been my understanding, and I have seen it. I have dealt with it firsthand. Now, when it comes to affordable Middle Eastern fragrances, we also have the assumption that, oh my gosh, they're all inspired by something, and that's not necessarily true either. But what I am finding, I really have the very strong feeling that very soon you're going to start to see affordable Middle Eastern fragrances that are not going to be inspired by anything and that are going to be originals coming out of these specific fragrance houses. So I just wanted to share that with you to give you like a light at the end of the tunnel if you are interested in Middle Eastern fragrances and you're concerned that, they're not coming out with, many new creations. But we have seen new creations. Khadlaj has had new creations. Latafa has had new creations. Paris Corner has had new creations. I was going to say, no, I'm not going to say that one. But French Avenue and Fragrance World, they have had new creations, right? So I just want to make sure that we are fair and that we are respectful, right? Because they too work very hard and have their own, challenges around what they're trying to deliver to us, the consumer. All right, so the next update that I have for you is a Middle Eastern fragrance, and this one is from Khadlaj, and it is Island Vanilla Dunes. Now, guys, I saw this on Instagram, and I don't know about you, but I did not know anything about this fragrance whatsoever, and I tried to stay in the know. but I did not know anything about it. Let me share with you the notes, because I even wonder, was this fragrance supposed to be launched a while back and now is when they're getting to it? I know that, you know, like here in the US, we are in spring, and then we'll go, of course, into summer, but that doesn't necessarily mean that other regions of the world are on our weather, you know, or our seasonal schedule, because that's not how things work. I understand, but let me just read to you these notes. So at the top, we have cinnamon, vanilla, bergamot, and cardamom. In the heart, we have orange blossom, gaiac wood, and bourbon. And at the base, we have praline, amber, and musk. Now, in the words of Khadlaj, this fragrance was designed for those who appreciate a gourmand yet elegant fragrance that radiates comfort and allure. Now, I really love a Khadlaj fragrance, but guys, at the top we have cinnamon. Going into spring and summer for me, I really do not want to hear that a fragrance is going to open with cinnamon, and not just cinnamon, it's going to open with cardamom. And then there's vanilla, which yay, great, and there's some bergamot. But when it comes to trying to soften a note of cinnamon and cardamom, I don't know if that's going to be possible enough for it to be suitable for the spring season. So I'm already iffy on that. Then we have at the heart, gaiac wood and bourbon. So is this going to be like a bit of a boozy fragrance that has a very, you know, present woodiness? Because gaiac wood is no joke. It depends on the level of intensity that they've done it at. And at all this, guys, I could be totally wrong about all of these assumptions, right? I'm just going by the notes, right? And then at the base, we have praline, amber, and musk. So there'll be a tad of nuttiness. I don't know. I don't think that this is going to be truly a gourmand fragrance, but it may be. I mean, it looks like it wants to be, but I'm just not sure. All I know is that I'm going to wait to hear a couple of content creators or just a couple of reviews in different forums that I'm a part of to see what people have to say about Island Vanilla Dunes. And if you have tried it, or if you know, or if you've heard anything more about it, can you please let me know? Because, you know, I have not picked it up, and I am not planning to pick it up with those notes. I mean, we're going again into spring and summer, so I have to, you know, make sure that the dollars that I do have, I focus on spring and summer season. And this just doesn't sound like it. But please let me know if you've heard anything more about it. All right, so I figured we would continue with Middle Eastern, and this one is a luxury Middle Eastern fragrance. And if you've been with me for a while, you remember I did a video quite a while back on luxury Middle Eastern fragrances. And one of the fragrance houses that I did include in that video was Gissah. And I have, I think, about 7 Gissah fragrances at this point. Yeah, 7. And I absolutely love every single one of them. These fragrances are exquisitely blended. The ingredients, the materials, everything is just beautiful. The presentation, the bottle, the feel of the fragrance, true luxury, right? Now, this new one came out, I don't even know when, guys. I just found out about this, but it's a new 2025 fragrance, and it's called Voila. And of course, Voila means here I am. And it has the most beautiful bottle. I mean, look at that bottle, guys. That bottle is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And that purple, oh my goodness, loving it, right? So let me tell you the notes of this one. This is supposed to be a floral, ambery, musky fragrance. And it's supposed to embody your splendor and elegance surrounded by the magic of luxury. Now that sounds like a Gissah fragrance for sure, because all of their fragrances give me that feel, really, okay? Now, at the top, it has mandarin, orange flower, and heliotrope. At the heart, it has honey, jasmine, and rose. And at the base, it has musk and amber. I am absolutely loving that, absolutely loving it. I am going to try and find this fragrance, and if I do, I will be picking it up, and then of course I will come and share it with you. I probably need to do an updated luxury Middle Eastern fragrances video. I haven't done that in a long while because people seem to be more interested in the affordable, and to try and keep up with the luxury Middle Eastern fragrances is a totally different ball game. They don't launch, in my experience, they do launch frequently, but not as much as affordable, of course. But they can be quite pricey, quite pricey. So I will let you know. Okay, so the next update that I have for you is one that I have to be very careful because I don't want to say anything that I'm not authorized to say. So you guys recall that Byredo already has launched 2 fragrances this year, and they're not necessarily new fragrances, right? Because they're not, I don't even think that they're really flankers, but let's say that they're flankers to the original. What they are to me is like an upgraded version to make sure that the performance of the fragrance, which in the OG was not good, right? To make sure that it performs very well. So the first one that we saw this year, and I've picked up both of them because I love them. These are their top sellers. The first one was Mojave Ghost, but it was Mojave Ghost Absolute. The last one that I just picked up and was just launched is Blanche. Blanche, I can never say that word. Blanche Absolute, okay? Now, and here is where I have to be careful. I cannot tell you which will be the third one, but there is a third one, and you are going to be very happy. There is a third one, and it's coming this July. And it will be, of course, one of their top sellers, and it will be an Absolute also. And boy, get ready, because that one is really something else. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you so you can start saving your coin or planning for it in case you're a Byredo follower. All right, so let's go ahead and give you my first impression. And yes, I am wiping it here because I don't want all my little fingerprints to show up. But let me go ahead and give you my first impression of Gritti's most recent launch, which is Eclectique. Now, Eclectique, guys, was just launched, and I can't even wait for the detailed review to tell you that I am loving this fragrance. I'm not going to give you all the details today. I'm really not. But I do want you to know that this is an incredibly beautiful, perfect for spring, will take you into the summer season and carry you through it with no problems. You could even possibly open the fall season with this fragrance. Let me give you the notes, and then I'm going to stop right there before I get all excited and spoil the review for you. So at the top, this one has bergamot, melon, strawberry, and coconut. Now, did you hear? Bergamot, melon, strawberry, and coconut. Tell me that's not calling my name. And right there I had to stop because I was going to make a comment about this fragrance related to another, and I am not even going to make that comment. I'm going to leave that there for the video, okay? Then at the heart, we have jasmine, blackcurrant, and heliotrope. And at the base, we have amber, white musk, and vanilla. So I'm not even going to talk about the accords. What I can tell you is that I am in love with this fragrance. Wow. You know, Gritti really does not disappoint, guys. And I have an update. When I do the review of this fragrance, I'm probably going to rank all of my Gritti fragrances for you because I think this may be my 8th bottle. And I'm going to give you an update on Mango Oud because if you recall, last summer, I did have a bit of an iffy moment with Mango Oud, but I have an update for you. But anyway, just wanted to give you my first impression and let you know how I feel about this fragrance. All right, so the last update that I have for you today, see, I am going to get you out of here early today so you can go and enjoy your Saturday. I'm planning to enjoy my Saturday too. So let's just get going, right? So the last update that I have for you is Mancera. So Mancera is launching 2 fragrances in 2025, and the first one is called Xplicit Vanilla, and it just launched. And at the top, it has Mexican vanilla, and dark chocolate. In the heart, it has brown sugar, Cambodian oud, Australian sandalwood, and Virginian cedarwood. Have you guys noticed now that the region seems to be like really important? Like, where did that cedarwood come from? Like, listen, if it smells good, I really don't care, but that's just little old me, okay? Like, yeah. Anyway, and then at the base, it has Brazilian tonka bean, and it has amber and benzoin. Now, this is what Mancera has to say about this fragrance. Where other vanilla fragrances offer comfort and familiarity, Xplicit Vanilla dares to be untamed. Now, that right there, that got my attention. That got my attention. Now, I have so many vanilla fragrances in my collection, and I'm sure you do too, right? Across the board. Ton of vanilla fragrances, and I've been starting to tell myself, okay, Arahi, we're gonna hit the brakes on vanilla because this is like ludicrous, like stop. But then I saw this fragrance and that description, untamed. And then guys, you know, this is like a vanilla-centric fragrance that has dark chocolate. So have we entered the era of chocolate? Did we have that conversation last week? Because have you noticed the amount of chocolate fragrances I've been talking about here on the channel? Like, if you watch all my videos, then you know that in the Middle Eastern side of the house, we have like the chocolate attack right now. It's like the chocolate is taking over. Every other fragrance has the note of chocolate, and at that, dark chocolate. So anyway, so I guess Mancera said, okay, we need a piece of that pie, and they decided that they were going to launch a chocolate vanilla fragrance. I don't know, guys, but then it has oud. So that makes me wonder, like, oh, come on. I'm going into spring and I'm going into summer, and it's vanilla and dark chocolate and oud. And there's quite a bit of woodiness here because there's oud, there's sandalwood, and then there's cedarwood, right? And then there's tonka bean and amber. I don't know, guys. That to me sounds like this is a little bit late. Like that should have launched a bit earlier, you know, like not when we're in spring now. I don't know. That's just my little opinion here, you know, God, you know, I don't know. But it just, I don't know. Most likely what I'm going to do is try and get myself a sample and or a decant. And then of course I'll give you my first impression, or I'll do a mini review for you. But I don't think that that fragrance is going to see me until probably, you know, we're approaching fall or something like that. And it depends on what others have to say about it too. Like, how are people feeling about it? And then if I can get my sample and how I feel about it. So I will definitely circle back to you with that one. Now, the second fragrance that Mancera is launching has not launched yet, is my understanding, but it's coming soon. Now, this one is very interesting because I have so much to say on this one. So this one is supposed to be Instant Crush Intense. Now, when you hear Instant Crush Intense, don't you think for a minute that it's going to be like Instant Crush, but a bit more intense, like maybe the same fragrance but more intense, maybe with a tiny little twist of maybe one note, but just more intense than the OG? Well, I have to tell you that that's not what we're getting. So let me share with you the notes of Instant Crush Intense, right? So at the top we have Indian Saffron. There we go. Indian Saffron. Mandarin Black Leather. Not just leather, no. Black Leather. Let's qualify it. And then we have Bergamot. And then at the heart we have Salted Caramel, Amberwood, Moroccan Rose, and Patchouli. And at the base, we have sandalwood, vanilla, white musk, and oak moss. Now, just those notes right there, without me looking into the note structure of the OG Instant Crush, right? I have to tell you that that speaks to me of a masculine leaning, if not full-on masculine fragrance. That's just my opinion, okay? Yeah. It really sounds masculine leaning to me. But then, let me tell you from my analysis what I found out, okay? So in this fragrance, in this intense version of Instant Crush, they have added, you ready, leather and salted caramel. So, you know, many of us love the OG Instant Crush. It's a very nice fragrance. It's very wearable. It's very beautiful. It performs beautifully, right? But guys, they have now added leather to it. Now, why would you go ahead and do that? Did you need to do that to make it intense? But anyway, so they've added leather. They know better. Okay, it's just little old me here. They've added leather and salted caramel. Now, what they removed from the notes of the new Intense that you can find in the OG Intense are the notes of ginger and jasmine. Now, I don't know about you, but do you recall that in the opening of Instant Crush, the OG, that ginger note is present and it's beautiful. It brings something to the table that I can't even explain, right? So they took that out. And they also took out the jasmine. I'm not understanding this, okay? Mancera, I do love you, but I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding if this is supposed to be the Intense, why these changes. But hey, you know, I could be totally wrong. I mean, tomorrow I could have it and tell you, oh, I'm so in love with it, right? So I don't know. What do you think? Like, what do you think this is all about? What are your thoughts on this one? Anyway. All right, guys, so that's all I had for you in this Chatty Scent Corner Saturday. And I hope that this was very enjoyable for you. Please let me know, did you know about any of those fragrances? What is your opinion? Are you planning to pick them up? Are you even thinking about trying them at all? Are you just not excited about it at all anymore? Or, you know, for whatever reason, just let us know in the comments section, because that's the whole point. I want to know what you're thinking and what you would like to see. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have an incredible, beautiful, not just Saturday, but weekend. And again, thank you so much for deciding to join me on this journey and being a part of our fam. I can't thank you enough. Anyway, many blessings, much love, and I will see you all in the next video.